plum tree bends above the stone. She moved like something past my understanding, and I wanted to ask her name and leave her alone. But the Lord had assigned me to her quarters to watch the household through the winter months. And every night she passed me in the corridor with eyes that held a century at once.
The samurai they sent to guard the household was not what samurai are meant to be. His hands were trained to follow orders, but his eyes had too much conscience. I could see.
He watched me with the kind of careful watching that doesn't want the thing it's keeping track of.
And I watched him watch me watching,
and we both pretended that we hadn't done that. There is a blade between us,
sharp on every side.
there is a blade between us,
And it has no safe place to hide.
if I take a step toward him,
I risk the thing I built.
if he takes a step toward me,
He carries all the guilt.
there is a blade between us,
The line between your honor and my freedom.
there is a blade between us,
The space between your loyalty and what you've seen.
I want you on my side of this,
I want you past the line.
but the blade between us carries
Both your life and mine.
We met one night beside the water barrel, when the guard change left a window in the dark. He took my hand
Before I could withdraw it, and something crossed the space between our hearts.
I told him what I'd been doing in the darkness. He told me what the Lord had asked of him.
And in that hour, we held each other's secrets, like two people holding something broken
And reborn. I cannot break the oath that made me and follow you into the fire.
I cannot stop the thing I've started and lay it down for your desire.
But here between the silk and iron,
Between the oath and open sky,
we will hold this moment before the blade falls. One more time. There is a blade between us,
the line between your honor and my freedom.
there is a blade between us,
The space between your loyalty and what you've seen.
I want you on my side of this,
I want you past the line.
but the blade between us carries both your life and mine.
the dark ground. We move through them like water through a garden, our footsteps soft and barely making sound. The Lord was at his dinner, drunk on comfort. The guards were at the post we learned to map. And in the garden where the blossoms scattered, we lit the signal, and there was no going back. This is the night the cherry blossoms burn, not because I wanted fire, but because the tree that stands above the ash will grow the stronger for the part. Cherry blossoms burn, beauty doesn't make it safe to live in. Cherry blossoms burn, grace has never been protection from the killing. But in the burn and in the light, the ones who gathered in the dark can finally see. Cherry blossoms burn, and from the ash we will be free. The kitchen girl went east and held the gate. The stable hand went north and cut the line. The archer held the roof above the courtyard, and I walked to the center of the shrine. I faced the Lord for the first time as myself, not servant, not performer, not a role. A woman with a blade and 7 years of patience, who had come to take back everything he stole. He looked at me as if he had forgotten that something in this house could have a face that was not his to manage, or position that was not his to erase. Cherry blossoms burn, beauty doesn't make it safe to live in. Cherry blossoms burn, grace has never been protection from the killing. But in the burning, in the light, the ones who gathered in the dark can finally see. Cherry blossoms burn, and from the ash we will be free. I didn't need the blade, and that surprised me. The power wasn't in the edge of steel. The power was the room full of the people he had spent his whole life trying not to feel. The farmer, the widow, the guard with the conscience, all standing there as witnesses and more. And the Lord looked at his power and found it smaller than what's standing at his door. We are the ones who held our breath for 7 years. We are the ones who passed the message in the dark. We carried every name and never let one depart. The blossoms fall because the tree is living. The fire lights because the dark was wrong. What we build upon the ash of this night is what we stood for all along. Cherry blossoms burn, beauty doesn't make it safe to live in. Cherry blossoms burn, grace has never been protection from the killing. But in the burn and in the light, the ones who gathered in the dark can finally see. Cherry blossoms burn, and from can hold across her years. They said the ones who speak are always punished, and those who stay quiet are spared the cost of tears. I watched my mother hold that silence perfectly. I watched it eat her from the inside out. I watched her disappear inside the stillness, until there wasn't anything left to doubt. But I have held the names of too many women who swallowed everything and still were not enough. The silence didn't save them, it erased them. I will not disappear, I will not shut up, I will not bow to silence. I will not fold myself into the shape they made. I will not bow to silence. I will not wear the quiet like a blade. I have been practicing this voice for 20 years. I have been sharpening this word for half my life. I will not bow to silence. I will be the crack in the wall. I will be the thing they couldn't silence after all. The women in the kitchen told me quietly about the daughters sold to clear a debt. The women in the field said nothing openly, but eyes don't lie, the ones who will never forget. And I'm the one who learned to hold a blade in the hour before they thought to check on me. I spent the daylight hours smiling, while the dark hours built what they couldn't see. And now the thing I built is bigger than my body. It lives in every hand that helped me lay the stone. It lives in every woman who stopped being careful, and every man who fell. He wasn't quite alone. I will not bow to silence. I will not fold myself into the shape they made. I will not bow to silence. I will not wear the quiet like a blade. I have been practicing this voice for 20 years. I have been sharpening this word for half my life. I will not bow to silence. I will be the crack in the wall. I will be the thing they couldn't silence after all. They'll come for me with everything they own. The guards, the gates, the weight of all the law. But law was made by those who sat above us, and can be unmade by those who saw the flaw. I am not angry, I am simply certain that everything I'm building has a name. And the name is, this is what is owed to you. And the silence ends today. The silence morning and painted silence on my open face. They said a woman's power lives in stillness, in the careful art of knowing your own place. But underneath the white they couldn't see it. The thing they trained me to pretend wasn't there. A blade as thin as thought and twice as certain that I had learned to carry everywhere. I am the water that wears down the mountain. I am the stillness before the storm breaks free. I am the lesson that the Lord forgot to study when He decided what a woman's life could be. I am silk and iron, soft as morning rain on temple stone. I am silk and iron, beautiful and dangerous and alone. Every step I take in silk is calculated. Every bow I make is practice for the blade. I am silk and iron. I am the fire they thought the silk had tamed. The master of the house sees only function, a vessel for his comfort and his will. He watches me perform the tea ceremony and never notices I've never been still. I count his guards, I time the changing watches, I memorize the layout of the grounds. I smile and pour his tea with both hands steady, while my mind makes maps of all his boundaries. I am the water that wears down the mountain. I am the stillness before the storm breaks free. I am the lesson that the Lord forgot to study when He decided what a woman's life could be. I am silk and iron, soft as morning rain on temple stone. I am silk and iron, beautiful and dangerous and alone. Every step I take in silk is calculated. Every bow I make is practice for the blade. I am silk and iron. I am the fire they thought the silk had tamed. My grandmother taught me in the hour before dawn, when the house was dark and everyone asleep. She pressed the blade between my hands and told me a woman's honor isn't hers to keep. It's hers to forge and hers to wield and carry. No man gives it and no man takes it back. She said the silk is your intelligence, not your prison, and the iron is the self they tried to crack. And I have worn the silk so long they've forgotten that the silk was never me. I have worn the iron underneath so quiet that the moment comes I'll be everything they couldn't see. I am silk and iron, soft as morning rain on temple stone. I am silk and iron, beautiful and dangerous and alone. Every step I take in silk is calculated. Every bow I make is practice for the blade. I am silk and iron. I am the fire they thought the silk had tamed.
was 12 years old when I learned my purpose. The blade, the bow, the oath, the Lord I'd serve. I didn't ask what he would ask me for it. I was taught that service needed no reserve.
I watched him all these years and called it duty. I followed every order and stood tall. I told myself the ones who paid the price were simply what a peaceful country cost in all.
But the night the cherry blossoms started burning, I stood between the order and the truth.
And everything I'd built my life upon was asking me to choose.
This is the heart of the samurai,
The place they never train you for,
where the blade won't tell you which direction,
and the code runs out of what it's for.
This is the heart of the samurai, and it breaks.
It breaks like anyone's,
When the thing you swore to serve
and the thing you love
are the same blade.
facing different suns.
She told me what she'd been building in the darkness. I told her what my hands had done for him. I saw the way she didn't look away from me, and I understood the water finds its brim.
I could have stopped it. I had the position. 3 words to the commander and it ends. But in the garden, with the blossoms burning, I stepped aside.
And let it begin. I didn't break my oath, I went past it.
To the place where oaths are only words.
To the place where every code of honor
Returns to what it was before the law.
This is the heart of the samurai,
The place they never train you for,
where the blade won't tell you which direction,
and the code runs out of what it's for.
This is the heart of the samurai, and it breaks.
It breaks like anyone's,
When the thing you swore to serve
and the thing you love
are the same blade.
facing different suns.
I don't know what I am on the other side of this. The man who stepped aside and let it burn. The samurai who broke his oath for conscience, or simply a man who had something left to learn.
I know what she was building was the truth.
I know the Lord I served was what she said.
I know the blade I carry still is steady.
And I know which way I'll point it now ahead. My father said,
The samurai does not feel.
my father said the
Samurai obeys.
But my father never met a woman who carried iron underneath for 7 years, and never once looked away.
other people's silence. He filled his halls with what he took by force. He named himself protector of the province and burned the homes of those who lost the course. He collects us like the emperor collects paintings, objects of aesthetic and of use. And every time I set his table gleaming, I count the cost of what we stand to lose. There are names I hold inside me like a lantern. The farmer's daughter gone without a trace. The elder who spoke up at the spring harvest, who simply disappeared without a face. I am the Lord's servant. I carry what he asked without a word. I am the Lord's servant, invisible, obedient, unheard. But every name I carry in my body is a death that he has written on the air. I am the Lord's servant until the day I'm not, and he won't know I was there. He speaks of order as though he invented it. He speaks of loyalty as though it flows one way. He takes the village crops and calls it taxes. He takes the young men's lives and calls it pay. I forsake with a bow so perfect that not a tremor shows in either hand. But underneath the silk, the iron is steady, and the iron understands. There are names I hold inside me like a lantern. The village priest who disappeared one spring. The mother who petitioned at the gatehouse, whose name I've never stopped remembering. I am the Lord's servant. I carry what he asked without a word. I am the Lord's servant, invisible, obedient, unheard. But every name I carry in my body is a death that he has written on the air. I am the Lord's servant until the day I'm not, and he won't know I was there. He thinks the world will hold him on a pedestal. He thinks the walls he built will never fall. He thinks the people who surround him serve him. He doesn't know I've spoken to them all. The kitchen girl, the stable hand, the archer, the guard who lost his father to the Lord's road tax. We've been meeting in the hour before morning and quietly counting all the facts. One day the silk falls off. One day the iron speaks. One day the house he built on others' silence will find it has no fear. I am the Lord's servant. I carry what he asked without a word. I am the Lord's servant, invisible, obedient, unheard. But every name I carry in my body is a death that he has written on the air. I am the Lord's servant until the day I'm not, and he won't know I was there. culture changes everything you thought you knew about the size of what a person can become. The province that was built on silence woke to something new, and for the first time, no one had to pretend to be numb.
We sat together in the Lord's own courtyard, among the blossoms and the aftermath of fire. And the question wasn't whether we had won, but whether we would build to something higher.
Because a revolution is a morning, not an ending. It's the first day of the thing you've been becoming. And the woman who stood up inside the silk is just the iron butterfly beginning.
These are the wings of the iron butterfly.
Every scar a feather, every scar a flight.
These are the wings of the iron butterfly.
Born in silk and tempered in the night.
We did not break,
We did not bend and fall apart.
we held the way.
And held the line and held our heart.
These are the wings of the iron butterfly.
And she is learning.
She's learning.
She's rising.
She's learning to fly.
The province and its oldest names to hear the settlement. Each family brought its grievance and its witness. We sat in council for 9 days through winter and through rain, and built the rules we needed for the fitness.
Not perfect,
Nothing born of ash is perfect,
but ours.
and carried forward in our hands. And the samurai who stepped aside one autumn became the first to sit within our place.
Because a people is a morning, not an ending.
Each generation is the first day of the dream, and the iron that outlasted every silencing becomes the spine of everything that gleams.
These are the wings of the iron butterfly.
Every scar a feather, every scar a flight.
These are the wings of the iron butterfly.
Born in silk and tempered in the night.
We did not break,
We did not bend and fall apart.
we held the way.
And held the line and held our heart.
These are the wings of the iron butterfly.
And she is learning.
She's learning.
She's rising.
She's learning to fly.
I heard my grandmother inside the singing of the women who came after on the road. I felt my mother in the way I'm standing, a pride in a space that once was hers to hold.
This is what I owe the dead.
Not grief,
But life,
not silence,
but the word,
not stillness,
but the wing.
the iron butterfly ascending. Finally,
From the silk, iron emerges. From the dark, the morning breaks.
from the silence, voices rising.
From the ash, the new world wakes. I was never just the servant.
I was never just the role.
I was the blade they couldn't see.
I was whole. I was the one who chose what the blade was truly for.
Not to keep the courtyard,
But to open up the door.
the butterfly was always there.
Beneath the silk,
Beneath the silk, beneath the fear.
the butterfly was always there.
Now she's was born the year the last well in the province dried. My mother tied a cloth around my head to keep the dust out. That's my first memory. The cloth and her hands and the color of the dead. Not death, just gray, the color that was everything. The sky, the ground, the air between the two. I learned that colors meant the name of something before I understood they could be true. She told me about green and I believed her, the way a child believes the things they're told. She told me about rain and I accepted that somewhere in the future it would hold. I was born in the gray, I learned the world in shades of dust and absence. I was born in the gray and made a light from what the gray presence. I do not mourn a world I never held. I do not grieve what I was never given. I was born in the gray, and I found something in the gray worth living. My mother carried stories like a second skin. The way she spoke the rain, I almost felt it. The way she held the memory of green, as if by holding tight enough she'd heal it. I used to wonder if the green she described was something I would recognize or lose. Would I see it and know it by its feeling, or see a thing that simply looked like food? She gave me what she had, which was enormous, the inventory of the world before. And I built something out of her, remembering that I could hand my child and something more. I was born in the gray, I learned the world in shades of dust and absence. I was born in the gray and made a life from what the gray presents. I do not mourn a world I never held. I do not grieve what I was never given. I was born in the gray, and I found something in the gray worth living. My child was born in a tent between two mountains. The first breath of her life was dust and wind, but she laughed, and that was not something the gray taught her. That was something that began from within. And I thought, this is what my mother gave me. This is the gene she passed before the green. Not just the memory of what had been living, but the laughter that insists on what will be. I am the generation in the middle, the one who holds the memory and the hand, the one who never had the thing we're walking toward, but understands because someone who loved me held it out like light, and I held it out the same to someone small enough to run ahead of me into the rain. die with my feet in the green. In the green. On the 40th day, the child stopped asking questions. On the 60th, my grandmother stopped her song. On the 72nd, when I thought the worst had happened, she started singing again, and we walked on. The dust had gotten into everything by then. Our shoes, our food, the water that we kept. And the mountain in the distance didn't seem to move. However many days and hours we stepped. This is the part they leave out of the story, the part where you forget what you are walking for, the part where love becomes just putting one foot forward, and hope becomes just trying to do it more. That is all there is. Dust and distance, the grammar of this. We did not come here for the middle of the crossing. We came here for the valley at the end. Dust and distance measure everything, but even dust and distance have an end. My daughter found a pebble shaped like something. She said, "Grandmother, does this look like a tree?" My mother squinted at it, turned it, smiled at me and said, "It looks exactly like the one we're going to see." And we laughed, and laughing in the dust is everything. It cracked the gray, just slightly, just enough. And I thought, this is what my mother has been carrying, not grief, but the ability to laugh. This is the part they leave out of the story, the laughing at a pebble in the dust, the finding of a temporary shelter from the nothing, the turning of necessity to trust. Dust and distance, that is all there is. Dust and distance, the grammar of this. We did not come here for the middle of the crossing. We came here for the valley at the end. Dust and distance measure everything, but even dust and distance have an end. On the 90th day, we saw the line of mountains that my grandmother had carried in her mind. The jagged edge sheet pressed into my childhood, the exact same shape, exactly left behind by memory in me for this exact moment, for this exact alignment of the eye. And my daughter said, "Grandmother, you were right." And my grandmother said nothing. She just cried. There is a kind of weeping that is not grief. It is the sound of a very long-held thing, released at last into the present tense, because the present tense turned out to be true. I carried this for 30 years. I carried what you carried, and I will carry what you both gave me, all the way to where the rain begins. Dust and distance, where all there was. Dust and distance, the grammar of the code. We did not come here for the middle of the crossing. We came here for the valley at the end. Dust and distance measured everything, and even dust and distance wreak their end. I smelled it before I saw it, as it should be. The earth below the mountain knows the sky. The petrichor arrived before the first cloud, the way the body knows before the mind. And I stopped walking, and I breathed it slowly. And all those years, they moved inside my chest. And the child looked up and said, "I smell it, grandmother." And I said, "Yes, that is the smell. That is the test. This is the moment that I built the crossing for. This is the valley that my mother showed to me. This is the rain that I have been describing for 30 years, arriving finally. First rain on a face that never felt it. First rain on the hands held open wide. First rain in a life that only heard it. First rain is what it feels like to arrive. And grandmother feels it as remembering, and parent feels it as the thing believed, and child feels it new without a word for it. And all three know exactly what they've received. My daughter stood inside the opening rain with both arms lifted and her face turned up. And I watched my mother watch her, and I understood that this was what the caring was for. Not just arrival, but the specific arrival of someone who has never felt this thing in the exact place that was walked toward for a lifetime, and the exact moment that the clouds begin to sing. And everything the grandmother had described was landing now as physical as real. And every gray day of the crossing was behind us, and the valley floor was teaching us to feel. First rain on a face that never felt it. First rain on the hands held open wide. First rain in a life that only heard
achieved. I don't have words, you warned me I wouldn't. I am standing in the thing itself, and there's no word for the cold of it, the realness of it, the loudness of how quiet and enormous it is heard by a body that has never held the sound before, by a face that's feeling cold for the first time, by a child who ran ahead into the valley and arrived before the others and was full. This is the place, this is the valley, this is the rain, I can feel it. This is, I don't know what this is. That's because you have to make the word yourself. That's because this is yours, not borrowed. It's like being arrived. It's like being arrived after everything. This is what arrived looks like. Green and wet and whole. First rain falling on 3 generations. First rain landing in the open hands. First rain arriving like an answer. First rain in the valley understands. The grandmother's dream is here and real. The parents' way was the road, not the world. The child's first rain is the beginning of everything arriving unfold. We walked across the dust and distance. We carried what we needed to arrive. First rain, first rain. We are My grandmother says rain falls from above the clouds. I've seen the clouds. They look like they could hold things. My father says it smells before it arrives. I've memorized the phrase, petrichor, earth singing. I've pressed my nose to the dust and tried to smell it, the version that precedes the falling water. But all I find is dry and hot and waiting. And my grandmother says, yes, that is the before. I am the question at the end of everything. I am the why that needs a living answer. I am the child who has been told about the rain, but not the one who's danced inside its scatter. I am the child who never saw rain, who knows it only as a promised word. I am the child who never saw rain, but carries it like something to unfurl. They say you'll know it when you feel it, child. They say the cold of it will catch you by surprise. I am the child who never saw rain, and I am walking every day to find the place where it will fill my eyes. My father says a field of grass is different from the dust that it pushes back beneath your foot. My grandmother says the sound of wind through wheat is the closest you can get to what
others overlook. I've practiced being ready to be astonished. I've practiced receiving something vast and new. I've practiced opening my hands to catch the rain, the way my grandmother said, cup them like you do. When you hold something precious that might spill, I said, I've never held anything that spilled. She said, that's what the rain will teach you, child, that abundance is the thing that overfills. I am the question at the end of everything. I am the hope they carry in their walking. I am the child who has been told about the rain, and who believes it, though I don't know what I'm talking. I am the child who never saw rain, who knows it only as a promised world. To unfurl. They say you'll know it when you feel it, child. They say the cold of it will catch you by surprise. I am the child who never saw rain, and I am walking every day to find the place where it will fill my eyes. Last night I dreamed the rain and I was ready. I opened both my hands and turned my face, and everything my grandmother described arrived. And I was wet, and I was in the place. And in the dream I understood immediately, the way you understand the things you've always known, that water falling from the sky is not a wonder. It is the world reminding you you're home. When I told my grandmother about my dream, she held my face between her hands and wept. And I said, Grandmother, don't. She said, these are the kind of tears that happen when the thing you've carried for so long is finally already almost here. Is almost at my feet. My father's gray is almost